Hi guys, so today I am going to catch you up on these two lovelies. I'm going to put her down actually. This is Foxy and this is Bobby. Some of you, I'm going to put Foxy down, she wants to get down. Some of you have been asking how they've been doing. They are two dogs that we took into foster about 3 weeks ago now, 2 or 3 weeks ago. We took them into foster only about a week apart. They both came to us under slightly different circumstances, and a few of you have been asking how they've been doing and for an update. Sorry I haven't got back to you sooner, so today I'm going to give you a little bit of an update, and for those of you that haven't seen the videos before, I will give you a little bit of a quick catch up as to how they came to be with us. So if you're interested, keep watching. Oh, I'm just going to add that we do have good news and bad news in this video, but I'm going to start with the good news and tell you some of the bad news a bit later on in the video. So be prepared, there is a bit of bad news. Not terrible, but it's not all fabulous news, I'll be honest with you. So just to warn you. So, if you managed to catch our previous video on the live rescue of this little one, you'll know that her name's Foxy and that she'd been living out in the campo and on the streets for, as far as we know, all of her life, which is about 3 years. During this period of time, she'd had at least 2 litters of puppies, and whilst it had been possible to catch these puppies and find them homes, Foxy had remained elusive until about 3 weeks ago, when it was finally possible to catch her and bring her into our care. So how is Foxy doing now? Well, as you can see, Foxy is doing really well. Her main problem is that she's extremely nervous, which isn't surprising really, bearing in mind that as far as we know, she's never been in a home before and had extremely limited contact with people. But physically, she's checked out all okay at the vets, and so we just have to work now on building her confidence, especially around people. On the whole though, she's done incredibly well, considering she's only been with us for a really short period of time. Although she is nervous, she's absolutely fine with all the other doggies here at Casa Madhouse, as you can see from this photo of her lying on the sofa with one of our other long-term fosters, Tilly. And just look at her walking so beautifully on the lead with Tilly. Who would believe that this is a dog that has never been on lead before until just a couple of weeks ago? She really is the sweetest little dog, no trouble at all. And since she's been with us, she hasn't had an accident in the house once, which is incredible really, isn't it, considering she's never lived in a home before. Dogs never cease to amaze me. So, the ongoing plan for Foxy is to get her neutered, of course, and to continue working on her confidence and trust, so that eventually we can start looking for her forever loving home. Watch this space, guys. So, what about Bobby? How's Bobby doing? Well, just to recap, for those of you that saw our previous video, you'll know that Bobby came to us under very different circumstances than Foxy. Unlike Foxy, Bobby did have a previous owner, but unfortunately this owner was no longer able to look after Bobby as he needed. And this essentially led to Bobby being neglected. He was left outside in all weathers for much of the time and only fed because some kind neighbours were able to give him food. Bobby is the complete opposite to Foxy in the respect that he's not nervous at all. He really likes people. He's really friendly, very sociable. He also gets on really well with other dogs, as you can see from this video footage that was taken on the very first day he arrived at Casa Madhouse. Bobby's previous owner has stated that he was about 12 years of age, and none of us had any difficulty in believing this because it was clear that Bobby was slightly unstable on his legs and presented as if he may actually have arthritis. He was also underweight. and just, well, looked like an old man, to be honest. However, when we took Bobby to the vets a couple of days after he first came to us, we were all in for more than one nasty surprise. So we took Bobby to the vets initially just to get him generally checked out, maybe some basic blood work done, and then we thought we could go on to start his vaccinations. He was a complete angel at the vets from start to finish. Look at him sitting so beautifully here on the scales, waiting to be weighed. The vet told us that he was underweight, which wasn't a surprise to us, and then she took some bloods. Some of the blood test results would take only a few minutes to come through, and while we were waiting for the results of these, she continued with her examination of Bobby. It was at this point she told us that she doesn't think Bobby is anywhere near age 12, and estimated his age as nearer 7 or 8, which came as a real surprise to us. And then she gave us some really bad news. Bobby had tested positive for 2 conditions: tick fever and leishmania. Unfortunately, both of these conditions are fairly common in dogs in this part of Spain, and whilst tick fever can often be cured with a month's treatment on antibiotics, leishmania is a lot more complicated and is a chronic, incurable disease in dogs. At the worst end of the scale, leishmania can be fatal. However, it can be treated, although even with treatment, the condition can reoccur throughout the rest of the dog's life. It goes without saying that we were both really upset to find out that Bobby had both of these conditions. And to make matters worse, some further blood tests that came back the next day showed that Bobby's immune system is really poor at the moment. Our best course of action was to get him on treatment immediately. And so now Bobby is on a huge amount of medication every day. But bless him, he takes that medication without any objection whatsoever. Well, as long as I give him a couple of little sausages with it, of course. And that, my friends, is where we stand with Bobby at the moment. We're still waiting for one blood test result to come back to show the level of leishmania in Bobby's bloods. And then it's probably the same treatment for 6 months, with regular blood tests and checks to see how he's progressing. In the meantime, Bobby's had a lovely little haircut and is definitely holding his own. So please keep your fingers crossed for him and send positive thoughts or prayers if you can. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, guys. We will keep you updated on how Foxy and Bobby go. She wants to get down again. Go on, darling. On how Foxy and Bobby go in the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching and joining us. We really appreciate you. Don't forget to give us a like, and any comments you've got, pop them down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now. Bye, Bobby.